Did you understand you're charged with the offense of stalking? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to address the court about the fine.
Yes.
He's homeless. We would ask that you probate the fine, all the fine, until he gets a job or gets set up. We would ask that since he's been homeless.
All right, why are you homeless?
Just doing things for my community, the homeless community, being an activist and prevent.
No. Why don't you have a place to stay?
I guess for people's sake that I don't like being a burden to anybody.
No, I mean, if you get a job,
I know.
no, here's the thing. Listen,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
if you get employment and get an apartment and pay the monthly fee for the apartment, guess what? You're not a burden. It's a business transaction. So why are you not engaging in business transactions for a place to live?
I have no excuses to give you. I'm in the process of getting that together.
So why are you homeless? Like, when did it start? Have you always been homeless?
The point of beginning to now, I've been homeless for about 3 years.
Okay, so what were you doing before you became homeless?
Couch surfing.
All right, so why don't you have a place to stay? I still don't understand why you're homeless.
I have no excuses to give you, and I present them to you. And I will get, now I do have a reason, a purpose to stay off probation, to pay for myself. Meaning invest in myself.
Okay, counsel, do you know why he's homeless? I mean, sometimes people are homeless because they start using drugs and people are just done and they say,
I think during the time, Judge, no, not necessarily.
I've been sober for about going on my 13th year. I've never done heroin. I probably smoke weed for my anxiety. Because I do have bad anxiety. A drug problem. I'm too poor to have a drug problem. not to make fun of anything.
Yeah.
I just don't have the money to invest into a drug.
So I'm trying to figure out, how can he do well on probation? What is his plan?
To get myself on the ball for probation.
But how are you going to do that?
Getting a job, even means for right now, getting paid on,
Didn't you say something about Haven for Hope?
Yeah, Haven for Hope, or the means to an end to get a job. I mean, that should be easy.
All right,
A purpose? Well, I had no purpose. I had no family to speak of, no kids to speak of, nobody to take care of. And when it comes to investing in myself, well, now I have a reason. So if you give me a chance, of course I'm going to do what's right. I always do what's right.
All right, so here's the thing. No less than 2 times, this person at McDonald's said that you've been bothering her and she doesn't want you there anymore. Is GPS appropriate in this case?
At least additionally, it should be, Your Honor.
I don't know about that, Judge. I think wasn't this followed at large and there was nothing going on at the time.
No, I really get, every time she says the name, I really can't picture who the person she's kicking.
Well, it's the person where you keep going to McDonald's. You said you were trespassing. She didn't want you there. And it says, victim advised that the same patterns of malicious behaviors were directed towards victim by suspect. That's you.
Yes, ma'am.
They're saying that you would criminally trespass from the restaurant and would typically direct these gestures at her through a large store front window from the sidewalk. These behaviors occur several times a month and cause her to feel unsafe and anxiety. And then that was in August, and you also have the one from October. So I think he needs to be on GPS. How old are you?
20, I'm about to be 52, man.
Yes.
If I really don't need to be on GPS because I really don't have nothing bad against her. She's a manager at McDonald's. Maybe I flicked somebody off through the window that was in there, but really.
All right. See, why are you telling me that she's the manager at McDonald's and you just told counsel you don't even know who she is?
Well, I don't know who she is personally to say, but I know after speaking to her, when she gave me, well, yeah, she's the one of the managers at McDonald's.
Judge, I just think that, I mean, we can delve into this, but I think that he's homeless, and I think I'm asking about the fine, and if we can waive that, and I don't think how he's going to pay for GPS. I think that can graduate if we need that later on, but there's been times when it hasn't. I say he's gonna be watched over for a while.
He needs GPS. I mean, I understand the situation that people are homeless. I do. But that doesn't give everybody a pass to do whatever they want to do.
Can you give me a chance to prove myself before you put me on monitor?
No?
But then, don't I need to pay some residents for a monitor?
What I'll do is we'll see if the fees can be waived, but you need to be on GPS monitor. And we can't do a wait and see if you're going to do well or not, because if you're back at that McDonald's, I want to know about it.
Okay,
And the only way to know about that, because you say you're homeless, is for GPS.
so the
And do not cut off this monitor. You understand?
so the GPS is just to see if I'm in the area of the place?
Yes. What type of GPS do y'all want? Partial tracking?
None.
Oh, it's going to be GPS.
I believe at least tracking, so that, I mean, if he is homeless, obviously, but he should be. I think the state's position is that this particular McDonald's, this particular individual was scared for her safety. And I don't know if you read in there, Judge, is that one of the times this happened, an officer was standing with this individual when it happened.
Mhm.
And so that's the brazenness of that in front of an officer is more concerning to the state, you also, John.
Can I speak on that?
I don't know. Does your attorney want you to speak on that? All right, it's a $1,500 fine. That'll be probated. 7 years deferred adjudication. There's to be GPS tracking. No contact with Tricia Robles. No contact with McDonald. All right, and then there's 200 hours of community service restitution. That'll be waived if you are able to get a certificate or some type of education from a trade school or somewhere else. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
I believe I'm being released on, after monitor.
You are going to be in custody for 2 weeks for a TAP evaluation. Anything else that you need to be successful on this probation?
So I'm gonna be put back in jail for 2 more.
Yes, you are. Anything else you need to be successful on this probation?
Okay, so do I have a?
Sean, you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yeah.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Partially,
All right,
So-
what don't you understand?
when I'm gonna be released.
What I told you is you're going to stay in custody
Mhm.
for the TAP evaluation. Once the TAP evaluation is done, if the TAP evaluation recommends that you go into inpatient treatment, you're going into inpatient treatment. If the TAP evaluation recommends that you be in outpatient treatment, then you will be released.
Okay, and that could be up to 2 weeks.
It depends.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Stay away from there. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Understand you're charged with tampering with an electronic monitoring device under intense supervision. That's a state jail felony, the way it's been indicted.
Yes,
The range of punishment normally would be anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can unfold your arms. You get people nervous when you do that, okay? All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. The court will find the enhancements true based upon your plea of true and based upon states exhibits 1 and attachments. Do y'all wish to proceed with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. We filed a motion to reduce this state jail felony to a misdemeanor punishment, Your Honor, 1244A. We want the court to consider the circumstances regarding the offense, Your Honor. November 7th of last year, Mr. Cantu informed his parole officer that he had problems at home, and that he was living with mom and he couldn't stay there no more. So he informed his parole officer that he was gonna take off, unbuckle his GPS monitor, that he couldn't stay there no more. That was November the 7th. He left the equipment there at his mom's house and that was not damaged or anything. 10 days later, November 17th, he self-surrendered to the parole officer. And he was taken to custody and taken to the Bexar County Jail, where he has been there since he was arrested, Your Honor. I want the court to consider that he is not a violent person. He has the criminal history that he has, a lot of it can be attributed to his drug abuse, illness. He has never received any treatment for that, Your Honor. So we're asking the court to consider all these factors and sentencing Mr. Cantu, Your Honor, and sentence him to a year in the county jail, Your Honor. And I think Mr. Cantu likes to address the court.
All right, so legally, this cannot be a 1244. So you want to raise, I'm sorry, you're already under oath. So it says in the police report that the device was removed on November 7, 2023, and it was reported as being removed on November 8th. And when I say reported, that's not you reporting it. That's just parole became aware. So what would you like to say?
Well, I took the monitor off on the 7th, and the warrant was issued, I think, the next day.
Okay. And did you turn yourself in on the 7th?
Yes, no, 17.
All right. Any questions?
What do you like to say to the judge regarding sentencing?
I mean, I just got a severe drug problem, a bad drug problem, and it really needs help, Your Honor.
Is that why your mom didn't want you living with her anymore?
Yes, doing drugs.
Okay.
I'll pass the witness.
Nothing to say, Judge, just sorry.
All right. Well, what I can tell you is I've done parole hearings in my past as well. And I know, and you correct me if I'm wrong, all you have to do is pick up the phone and call your parole officer. And in actuality, I think parole is easier than state probation. So did you pick up the phone and call your parole officer and say, I'm in the throes of my addiction. I need inpatient treatment?
No, ma'am.
Did you call them at all, telling them that you needed help?
No, ma'am. Called him after, cut it off.
Okay. All right. This is what the court is going to do. The court is going to find you guilty. Court is finding the enhancements true. The court is going to sentence you to 5 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served, and this will run concurrent with parole. Showing you what's entitled defendant's rights. I'm sorry, trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Off the record. So I want to let you know that I did listen to your attorney's argument. I always internalize what I'm hearing, but at some point you got to be responsible for your actions. You understand? All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.